Wow. Thank you very much. And people stood up before I started to talk. Let's hope that works afterwards too. Well, thank you all for your time and for spending some time with me. It's fun to be here at a university, and it's also fun to speak to all of you pastors, I guess, and ministers. And it's really important. I think we've got really an interesting opportunity here. Let me start by saying I've been really lucky. I got the best education I possibly could have. At the time, California was #1 in the nation, which shows that I'm quite old. I'm 55 now, and about 45 years ago, California was #1 in the nation, had the best education system, had some of the best infrastructure, meaning all the highways and the waterways were all recently built. We had very low recidivism. Criminals would go in and then they'd come out and then they'd be productive members of society. And then something happened, and I'm not quite sure what it is, but over the last 45 years we've gone to we've gone from the best place to do business to the worst place to do business. We're 50th out of 50. And then we've got K-12 education is now 47th out of 50 here in California. And recidivism is very high. This is unheard of in our country. We're supposed to be the land of the free, home of the brave. Okay, so how free are we if we're stuck in a school that we can't choose, and we're stuck in a state that we can't choose? And then how brave are we if we don't challenge that? So I'm looking and I'm saying, let's challenge that. And what I'm doing is I'm saying, well, let's challenge it by creating 6 new states. Okay? So imagine if you had 6 states. If we have 6 Californias and we, in effect, dissolve the one we've got, those 6 allow us a new start, a fresh start. We don't have all the baggage from the old one. They don't fight all the old wars. They look at the state as, each individual one of these states, as something that could be the best it can be. And I'm really excited about that. I mean, you can take your state and you can make it whatever you want. And you're going to be, at most, a 45-minute drive from your capital, and you'll be able to create your own constitution. You mentioned a constitution. You can create your own constitution from scratch. And we're actually laying it out so it's very simple. We haven't done this yet, but we're going to have 6 new websites, and each of those websites are going to allow everybody to crowdsource, or everybody to choose, get in there and talk about, well, which, do we want to have this in our state? Do we want to have this in our state? What should our state look like? What's the best, what's our state bird, and what's our state flag, and what does our state stand for? And what does our Constitution look like? And it gives us sort of a new chance, a new fresh start here in California. And even if these 6 states become just average states, I think these states are going to be the most awesome states in the Union, because they're going to have this, this new energy attached to them. So I'm looking and I'm saying, well, we've seen all these major industries change, and it's sort of better for all of us. Why aren't we looking at this other monopoly, the government, and say, well, why don't we change that and create something where they have to compete for us? It's we the people, right? Aren't we supposed to be the government? Isn't the government us? I feel like we have allowed the government to go be its own thing, and it sort of tells us what to do, and we all do it. And I don't like that relationship. I want that relationship to be very much two-way, and if it's not working for us, let's change it. And so this is an opportunity to change it. By being close to our government, we're all going to be better off. We're going to be better represented. We're going to have choice. We're going to be able to choose. I can't lay it out any simpler than that. If you have a choice, they have to compete for you. We'll all get better service for whatever we pay or give or try for our government. We'll all be better off. How can you come up with 6? Well, a couple of ways. One is if you take California, flip it on its side, and put it on the East Coast, it hits 15 states. They have a lot of choices there. If you're in Connecticut, you can go to New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, and you've got a lot of choices, and those governments really have to compete for you. The other part was, if there are only 2, I was a little nervous. I thought maybe we would end up with 2 monopolies.
Choice really comes secondary to service and voice. If you have voice and you get the service you need, your choices are reduced. There was no archbishop in the denomination that was ethnic. None at all. I was the first one voted in, and now we have 4. So what seems radical, you know, can be possible if we see and we focus on the right thing. Is this what we want? Do we, as in our case, minority, want a voice and also a choice of service? Because that voice will bring that. See, so this is the idea. So it's not as radical as you think. I've lived it, and now there's 14 districts, and it keeps on growing.
You know what? It's rare, and I think it has been revealing. In fact, there's been some neat revelations that have come from our speaker. I felt his honesty. I felt the purity within his message. I also felt the challenge of introducing something new, a new paradigm. Don't we do that every Sunday as pastors? Don't we do that as president of the NAACP here in Orange County? Come on, let's give him a hand clap.